Arjun is in a miserable position. That is not the position of Arjun, the person. That is the situation of entire mankind. That is the conflict that we all face daily, every day. So first of all, it is not about Arjun and Krishna. It is not about two persons. Arjun and Krishna are both within us. Krishna is not standing in front of Arjun. Krishna is the heart of Arjun.
It's being said that in teaching we are trying to achieve some final output. Some final output, right? So we already know what kind of output to produce. So we already have it in our mind that this is the output that we want to produce, and getting the student to that kind of output is what we call as transformation. Now, is that transformation or is that manufacturing? I would also take it pertinent to ask here, who determines, who is the master who is determining the output? Who is it who is determining that this is the output that we want?
Market.
The market. Wonderful. So the teaching institution is essentially a supplier to the market then. Is that what teaching is? To supply finished products to the market, is that what we mean by teaching?
Actually, you are asking a multidimensional question. Teaching doesn't mean only a single outcome.
Please tell me as many dimensions as you
First
can.
of all, teaching starts with a relationship between the teacher, whosoever act as a guru, and the student who wants to get transformed himself. And the transformation is a particular process which is endless. First of all, the child when he takes birth starts learning. The teacher when he starts teaching, first whatever he has learned, understand that. Then unlearn by taking the particular process that where that particular person wants to reach the destination, and then relearn.
Sir, simple.
Unlearn,
In very simple way,
which is needed to.
who determines the destination? Who determines the want of the student as well as the teaching apparatus? And where does it come to the student from? The student says, I want to do an MBA. And why does he say that I want to do an MBA? Why does he say that I want to be transformed? Does he really come here to be transformed?
Come to the environment. That comes from the environment.
Yes. So it comes from the environment, right? So essentially what we are saying is that teaching is dictated by the environment, and the environment is essentially the society. In case of an MBA institution, it is essentially the corporations. So what we are again saying is that it is the corporations who are dictating what we are going to teach. So teaching is nothing then but a supplying of information which will make him adjustable in that particular corporate. I mean, very simply, very honestly, I'm trying to understand with you what is it that we are actually doing. What do we mean by teaching? And it's a wonderful thing. I mean, you see, someone comes on this podium, and this podium must be being used since a very long time. And if that fellow has an industry experience, then we very proudly announce that it is our good fortune that a fellow with so much of industry experience has come over to this academic podium. Conversely, coming from my experience in the industry usually refuses to have anybody who has a teaching experience on his CV. We claim and shout from the rooftop that it is our good fortune if we get somebody here who has experience in the industry. But if you want to go through to the industry, in India, not in US, there the situation is different. But in India, if you want to go to the industry with a lot of teaching experience on your CV, you're likely to face a lot of hindrances. Now, what does it tell about the relationship between the teaching institution and the society, which is the corporate? What does it tell? Who is the master and who is the slave? Who is dictating terms? To whom? What is teaching?
There's a difference between training and teaching. There's a difference between training and teaching. Training can be scientific. What I can have specific modules, specific outcomes, and I can deliver them. When it comes to teaching, teaching is exactly not scientific or a mechanical process. It is contextual. So as per my audience, their learning styles, each student can differ. One has to modify.
You have to
It's a
modify.
complicated process.
Yes, wonderful.
Right? We definitely have certain predetermined set of information to pass on, but it cannot happen in a totally.
You customize the process of passing the information, right? You just customize the process, but the ends are never customized. The ends are always the same, coming from somewhere else. You can customize the methods, right? There are some people who learn or absorb in one particular way. So if the institution is a good one, then they'll have that particular way in which they'll have a class for them or a teaching session for them. All that is about the process.
But what happened, the industry is also indirectly employing teachers many times, providing the consulting. It's an indirect job may be there, the direct may be there, but it's an indirect job that the teachers are doing. We're providing the training to the executive. It's also the employing indirectly.
You are very right. You're very right.
It's not way like, it's not that way, because I think we can say that when we become the teacher, we might not be interested in joining the industry.
That is fine. I mean, yes, that is right. The question is, what is it that we are preparing our student for? We are preparing him to just become a part of the same system that exists outside. In other words, for us, practically, teaching has become a furtherance of what already exists. So there is that industry outside that requires lots of people to sell its products. And if the industry outside requires people who can sell a mobile phone or a shoe or a condom, then we'll produce people who can sell shoes and condoms very effectively. Isn't that what we do? And isn't that what teaching institutions pride themselves on? That we have a great relationship with the industry, and in fact, we conduct industry-sponsored courses so that they can hire more and more from us.
It's not very.
Yeah.
It's also enabling the students or the audience. It's not only about.
What is enabling?
Enabling is giving them a context, giving them a purview in which they can use their applied minds and think.
Yes, but what kind of worldview do we give them? Whose worldview do we give them? There are as many views of the world as there are minds in this room. Whose view is being transferred to the student's mind? The question is that. Are we enabling? When I use the word enabling, I would think that nobody's view. The student must be able to open his own eyes and look at the world freshly, very innocently. Are we doing that, or are we just transferring information given by some other master into the chip of the student's mind? So there is that American corporation and its CEO has written a book which, as has been said, suits him. And then what do? Become agents of that corporation, and we transfer that information to the student. I'm using a crude word, but isn't that what we are doing? Acting as agents? It hurts, but aren't we? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether there exists a benchmark or not. It is our life that we have to live. It's our one life that we have to live, and it's our life we are looking at.
There is a difference between a philosopher and a teacher. A philosopher can have his own.
Can we have one by one? Wait, ma'am. There is somebody with the mic there. I understand it provokes, but just yes.
What I was saying is that there has to be a difference between a philosopher, a guru, a Dhyatmik guru, or a spiritual guru, and a teacher.
So now we are saying there is difference between a guru and a teacher.
Yeah, so what is teaching in what context? What perspective is this question?
You tell me, because we all are teachers, and my question is, honestly, directly, what are we doing?
So you would be answering in our perspective.
Of course.
Certain environment predefined,
Right.
which is defined,
Right.
and we have to follow that market.
Right.
But keeping that in mind,
Do we really have to? Do we really have to, or have we chosen to?
It's not limited to that. The person wants to be transformed, wants to become a teacher. He may not be interested in going to the industry.
That is another issue. What the teacher, why the teacher comes to it.
That is the issue what you are saying.
Come to the basic question. What is it that we are doing in the institution? What is the fundamental thing that we are doing?
I don't think, as you said, that we are just passing information from one source.
What else are we doing? Yes.
No, I don't agree with
No, I would be glad if we are not doing that, but what else are we doing?
We are interpreting and reinterpreting facts, and that we are conveying the essence, the meaning to the. So we are always churning out.
Right.
If we write any research paper, right, we support it from review of literature. Same case we do when we teach. It's about we are taking some support from the experiences that people have. And then we say, it's not about that we are not teaching, we are just saying what others have said.
You see, sir, you would have heard of computers that play with top ranked chess players, right? The computer has been programmed to meet the chess player, and the chess player, it first started with Kasparov. The computer meets the chess player, gets beaten once, gets beaten twice, but it is a software that keeps learning. And ultimately, it beats the number one chess player of the world. Today, we have technology that can do probably everything that the human mind does. Technology that experiences, that collects experiences as much as the human mind does, the human brain does, learns in the context in which we use the word learning, and then acts also. Is there anything that we are doing that technology really cannot do? Already, emotions, they come from thoughts, and thoughts come from experiences, and you can very well have robots that display great emotions. You already have them. Emotions do not make us human. Emotions do not make us human. It's something else. And I'm searching for that. With you, I'm searching for that.
There are values and ethics also.
Ma'am, values and ethics are fed into us. They are as much a part of our programming as they are part of computers programming.
So then if you're talking about creativity.
I'm not talking about it yet. Let's not jump the gun. I could have straight away talked of excellence then. First of all, I'm trying to understand what the ground reality is. Only then something can happen.